Sarah, I'm gone for the rest of the day.
Yes, Mayor. Is there anywhere I could reach you?
Nope. I'm going out to the junction to meet Bob Hope. He's coming to Springdale for a visit.
Bob Hope! Oh, wonderful. Can I meet him? Can I see him?
Well, why not? I'll bet he'd like to see you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The makers of the new Rinso are proud to present The Mayor of the Town, starring Lionel Barrymore and his distinguished visitor, Bob Hope. Watch those old purse strings, ladies. It's smart to be a penny saver these days. Remember, new soapy rich Rinso goes so much farther, it's really economical. And wait till you see how quickly your dishes come up sparkling clean with Rinso. Rinso's kind to your hands, too, and anti-sneeze. Only soap of its type that's 98% free of sneezy soap dust. Try it, won't you? And now, The Mayor of the Town, starring Lionel Barrymore and his guest, Bob Hope.
Hello, Mayor. What you doing out here at the junction? Expecting someone?
Yes, I am, Zeke. How are you feeling?
Oh, not so good. I'm getting tired of toting bags, I guess. It's here, son. Let me check this. Give me that bag. You want me to miss my train? I tell you, Mayor, I'm beginning to be a bundle of nerves. Say, who you expecting? Holly Ann and her mother coming in?
No. I'm expecting a friend of mine. Name's Bob Hope.
Hope, eh? Any relation to Cyrus Hope's over on Pine?
No, not that I know of. Bob's been on a bond-selling drive and a tour of service camps. He's coming in for a nice, quiet weekend and a little rest.
One of them actor fellows, huh?
Don't you ever go to the movies, Zeke?
I saw one once. Didn't like it. Don't like actors. I don't like actors. My wife's third cousin married an actor. Nothing good ever came of it. Well, I got to get over by the baggage cars. I'll see you later, Mayor. Now it starts. Here, son, over here with that bag. The train's coming. Hurry.
Hello, Bob. I'm glad to see you.
Well, I'm glad to see you too, Mayor. Gee, you look great. Put on a little weight, though, haven't you?
Maybe around the county seat. And you see,
A great little town you got here, Springdale. What a train ride to get here. After the first 300 hours, I got so hungry I tried to get to the dining car. By that time, they were serving bread and water a la Santa Fe and nothing else. You got an old bone in your pocket?
No, I'm afraid not.
What a train ride. I hate those narrow corridors and those Pullmans. If you meet a girl coming the other way, you have to squeeze past her. Of course, if you meet a man, you just step out of the way. It's awful, I think.
Well, of course.
Well, let's get the bags, huh?
Do you mind if I say something?
Not at all.
Welcome to Springdale.
Oh, thank you. I like this place. It's really nice for a one-horse town.
Mr. Hope, I'll have you know that Springdale is no longer a one-horse town.
You mean the meat shortage here was that bad?
Well, not quite. Come on now. Zeke ought to have your bags inside by this time.
Here, son, hurry along with those bags.
Yeah, hurry. That's all I get.
There's a character for you, sort of Henry Kaiser in reverse.
Here you are, Mr. Hope.
Oh, you know who I am, huh?
The mayor said you was coming. He don't favor the Cyrus Hopes none, Mayor.
Oh, I don't. How'd this character ever get away from Lum and Abner?
Better run along home, Mayor. There's a bad storm brewing.
Splots. I hope it doesn't rain.
Oh, splots. How does he get these things past the censor?
Well, anyway, I hope it doesn't rain.
Shh, Mayor, never say that word rain. We Californians simply refer to it as a heavy dew that did.
Well, the car's right out in front. Come on now. We'll try and make it home before the dew does.
What a night. Ain't a fit night out for man, beast, or agent. And I know I'm included in there somewhere.
It's hard to see out the windshield. Me without a windshield wiper. Gosh, Bob, your nose certainly comes in handy.
I wonder who writes his stuff.
Well, what's new in your life beside your tour of the camps? Anything exciting?
No, nothing ever happens to me. Same old dull routine. Monday, a date with Lana Turner. Tuesday, Rita Hayworth. Wednesday, Madeline Carroll. Thursday, Hedy Lamarr. And Friday, back to my iron lung.
Oh, splots.
Help! They got us in the rear. Mayor, we're shot!
Bob, that was a flat. We have a flat.
A flat? You mean you still have tires?
Yes, and it's a cinch we can't fix it. The only thing we have for retread is your bubble gum.
Oh, fine.
Let's see now. Isn't the house for almost a mile, except the Willoughby mansion, and that's well over the hill.
Say, what's that old building over there?
Mrs. Willoughby used to live there before they built the new house. Ramshackle place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cheerful little lean-to.
The caretaker lives in it now. I think there's a phone in it that's connected with the main house. I seem to remember something about it.
Well, I hope it's not a payphone. I'm out of slugs. Come on, maybe Honest John the caretaker can help us. Spooky-looking old place, isn't it?
Why, Bob, what makes you think this house is spooky?
Well, that's the first time I ever saw termites holding out each other for protection.
Well, as a matter of fact, there are some stories about this house and ghosts.
Ghosts? Oh, why don't we just get back in the car and I'll tell you the story of my life. Here, you can use one of my goose pimples for a pillow.
Oh, come on, Bob. You aren't frightened. Nothing ever happens to you. Why are you keeping your hands in your pockets?
If I take them out, they keep folding across my chest. Why don't we go? No one's coming to the door. What's that?
What? I didn't see anything.
Didn't you see a light flicker in there? There's another light flickering and another. Say, if there's ghosts in there, they must be playing a pinball machine.
We may have to break the door open.
Boy, you really go hunting trouble, don't you?
Here, put your shoulder against it.
Well, why don't we try the door first?
Nonsense. The place is obviously deserted. Oh! That's funny. Mrs. Willoughby leaving the door unlocked.
Yeah, you'd think we were expected, wouldn't you? Well, I think I'll run along now. I'd like to stay, but my legs are against it.
Come on now, come on. Have you got a match?
Oh, I have a cigarette lighter. Wait a minute now.
Doesn't work very well.
That's not the lighter. That's my teeth. There we are. Steady now. I'm right behind you, Mayor.
So I noticed.
Ooh. Oh, Mayor, watch out.
Oh, thunderation.
Oh,
no.
Here, I'll help you. Are you hurt?
It's my ankle. I'm afraid I... No, I can't stand on it.
Is it bad?
Pretty bad. No.
Maybe I better get down off your shoulders, huh? Wait a minute now. I think there's a chair over here. Don't try to walk.
This is the old living room. Come to think of it, it was in this very room that Mr. Willoughby was found with a stiletto right through his heart.
A stiletto right through his heart?
Yep.
You know, these finance companies carry things a bit too far. Oh, here you are. Here, sit down here. Let me look at your foot. Boy, it's swelling pretty badly.
I'm afraid you'll have to phone Mrs. Willoughby.
Where's the phone?
It's right along this wall behind me. Hold the lighter up over your head.
Oh, yes, I see it. Listen. What's that? That sounds like a wolf calling to its mate.
Oh, Bob, you're just self-conscious.
Brother, this isn't for me. I'm phoning that Willoughby dame so we can get out of here. Shall I ask her to get in your special garage?
Yes, Barney Dean.
Say, suppose she's out.
I've never known Mrs. Willoughby to go anywhere.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Willoughby. This is Bob Hope.
What are you doing in my house?
That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, the mayor and I were on our way home, and we got a flat tire. This was the nearest house, and we came in here to try and get help.
I see.
The mayor would like you to call Barney Dean's garage, if you don't mind, and ask him to pick us up.
Very well, Mr. Hope. I trust the ghosts don't disturb you until someone comes.
Oh, ghosts. Who believes in ghosts?
What's that scratching sound I hear?
Well, my hair is scraping on the ceiling.
I wouldn't joke, Mr. Hope. Good night.
I hope the next time she goes up on her broomstick, she runs into a P-38.
Well, she's very old and a little eccentric. We'll soon be out of here now.
How's the leg, Mayor?
It's a little painful, but not too bad.
That foot might be more comfortable if you could stretch your leg out.
Hmm.
I'll see if I can find another chair. There now, let me...
Oh! Bob, what happened to you?
I fell over something. Wait until I get my cigarette lighter going again. There. Oh, how do you do?
Who are you talking to?
There's a body. A body! Mayor, a dead body!
Are you sure it's dead?
It's either dead or that's the worst case of 4F I've ever seen.
Come on, Bob. Help me over there.
All right. Boy, I hope you know what you're doing.
Why, it's old Tom, the caretaker.
Is that a stiletto in his back? Or did he fall down on his Wilkie button?
You're right the first time, Bob. That is a stiletto. I wonder who put it there.
I don't know, but I hope it's his last one. Let's get out of here.
Wait, Bob. Someone's coming.
I don't hear anything, I hope.
Oh, now, don't turn around. Let me put my fingers over your eyes. Now, guess who?
If it's rigor mortis, you can set right in.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, I'm not disappointed at all. I know who it is. You can't fool me.
All right, then, darling. You can turn around.
Good. Silly time for an air raid, isn't it?
I wonder who that girl is. I never saw her before.
She never even noticed you, did she? Say, she's gone. Mayor, look. Isn't that a light in the other room?
There's a staircase leading to the basement. Someone must be coming up those stairs. Put out the lighter.
It's a face without any body. That OPA is rationing everything.
Jones? Are you there, Jones?
Mayor, I think I'm going to faint. I'm not used to heads that aren't attached to anything.
Get that lighter going, will you? See if there's some candles over on the mantel there.
Oh, I wish I was jumping in a parachute right now. I wish I was on the top floor of a burning building. I wish I was having a tooth pulled.
I wish you were, too. Will you get those candles?
All right, just don't rush me. I'm having a bad night.
That wasn't a face without a body. That was a man carrying a candle. But what was he doing here? And who was that girl? And who killed old Tom?
Those are all $64 questions. There are a couple of candles here.
Good. Bring them here. Push that chair over, will you?
I sure will.
Oh, thanks. Oh, this darn thing hurts. That stiletto looks familiar. Yes, sir?
Didn't you say that old man Willoughby was found with one in his back?
Yes, I did. Mrs. Willoughby has a pair of them. She used them for paper knives.
Yeah, do you suppose she got tired of cutting out paper dolls and went in for heavier stuff?
I'm sure this is one of Mrs. Willoughby's.
Are you, Mr. Mayor? Are you indeed?
Oh, Mrs. Dracula herself. Pull up a spider web and sit down. And if you'll pardon me, your stiletto is showing.
How do you do, Mrs. Willoughby? I must apologize for breaking into your house, but we were in trouble and we needed help. This is Mr. Hope.
One of those worthless sons of Cyrus Hope. Certainly isn't as handsome as Cyrus, although he isn't much to look at either.
Yeah, well, you're no beauty yourself, sister. Is that a face or you ad-libbing till Halloween?
What have you two done to old Tom?
What have we done? Well, we found him like this when we came in.
Why did you kill him, Mr. Hope?
I didn't kill him. I've never killed anybody, not even the 4 people I'm allowed.
You're allowed to kill 4 people?
Sure, I got a California driver's license.
No one has been in this house for years except old Tom and myself. No one is allowed to come in here. They're afraid of ghosts. Do you hear? That's Lucy weeping in the cellar for her lost love. Lucy died in the cellar. She hung herself.
What is that, swing music? Or is she coming back for an encore? Let's get out of here, Mayor.
You go, Bob. I'm afraid I can't move. Send someone back.
Oh, you've hurt yourself, haven't you, Mayor? That's too bad. This house has a way of striking against intruders. You'll find out more about that before the night is over.
The garage men will be here any minute, Mayor.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Hope, but I didn't call the garage. I thought I'd see what was going on in my house. Why did you kill old Tom, Mr. Hope?
I didn't kill him. I don't even know him. Come on, Mayor. I'll help you walk. We got to get out of here.
I have another stiletto here. As the mayor says, there are a pair. You stole one to murder old Tom, and if you attempt to leave this room, you'll find that I can throw just as straight and true as you.
What do you do, Knight? Sit home and cuddle your B card?
Why should you want to keep us here, Mrs. Willoughby?
No intruder leaves this house alive. Good night, gentlemen. You won't mind if I lock the door as I go. I hope you don't object to the smell of gas. I'm told it's one of the easiest ways of dying.
You can't asphyxiate us in here. That's fantastic. You can't do this, Mrs. Willoughby. You're too pretty a girl to do a thing like this.
Oh, do you really think so? Look at my face, Mr. Hope. Do you really think it's pretty?
Well, go ahead, kill us.
Don't come any closer, Mr. Hope. The windows are boarded up from the outside. The gas turns on and off from outside this room in the hall. Grandfather had it constructed that way so all the gas jets could be turned off at once. Convenient, isn't it?
This dame is really cooking with gas. I don't mind, but it's us she's cooking. Great little town you got here, Springdale.
Now, see here, Mrs. Willoughby. Why should you want to kill us?
This household secret's Mayor that I'm rather jealous of. Good night.
Now, what do we do? How can I get you out of here, Mayor? How long does gas take?
Well, it's according to how you breathe it in. I have a very small nose, so it may take me 2 hours. But I better say goodbye to you right now.
Now, wait a minute.
Put out those candles and we'll be blown to kingdom come.
I can't blow them out. I haven't breath enough to siphon the gas out of an Austin.
Give them to me. There.
It's dark, isn't it? I wonder if Lucy's a blonde and if she has a date for later on.
Now, of course, there are whistles and whistles. You recognize this one. That means, oh, boy. And then there's this one. That means move along with you, quit blocking traffic. But the most popular whistle everywhere these days is the one that means that you want a really white wash. The one that goes...
Rinse so white, we want to know about rinse so white. Is rinse so white as a dove?
It's even whiter.
You mean just as white as the clouds above?
You're getting warm. It's even brighter.
Is it white as a lily? White as chalk? White as snow?
Save your breath, counts. The answer is no, 'cause you've never seen such a dazzling sight as a wash that's rinse so white.
Remember, the reason new Soapy Rich Rinso gets clothes so extra special white is because now Rinso gets out more dirt. Yes, ma'am. We're proud to say it's the best Rinso ever made. New Rinso is on your grocer's shelf in the same familiar package. And now back to Bob Hope and Lionel Barrymore, the mayor of the town.
Now, let me see. I will my coffee, my half-pound of sugar, and my 2 cans of tomato juice to the government. I will my shoes to the Army, both pairs. And I will my Chinese kimono to Bing Crosby. He needs a new polo shirt anyway.
It's getting close in here. Try banging on the door some more.
All right, I'm getting kind of weak, though. Listen, Mayor. Lucy's back for vows. You know, I'm getting quite attached to that girl. She talks too much, though. I've got to speak to her about that. It's no use. The Marines aren't within earshot.
Bill!
Someone outside the door. Is it the girl who was here before?
Bill!
Sounds like the first of the month. In here, honey. Gosh, I hope she doesn't see me before she opens the door. Unlock the door. I don't have a key.
Are you in here, Bill?
Here we are.
I can't see you. It smells like gas in here. I'll light a match.
No, don't light a match. Here's gas. Can you help me, Bob?
Sure, let's get out of here.
Well, who's in here?
We don't know. It's so dark we can't see.
Where's Bill? What have you done to him? Why did he leave? Who are you?
Have you been frightened by a quiz kid, or what is it here?
Don't be frightened, miss. You can see us when we get in another room where we can turn on some light. I'm the mayor. Shut this door. There's a parlor right across the hall. We can go in there a moment.
Wait a minute. I'll just turn this gas off. There.
Where's Bill? He couldn't have just disappeared completely.
Why not? A lot of guys are in 1A.
Now, Bob, let's light these candles.
Sure thing.
Now we can see each other.
Say, Lucy's out of luck. This dish is for me.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Gee, you remind me of a stooge that works in those Bing Crosby pictures. I think Bing is just the smoothest thing.
I gotta buy some horses.
Is he really married?
Is he married?
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't gremlins running around his house. Well, let's not talk about him. I'm double parked and my motor's running. Let's get to you, huh?
What we better talk about is how we're going to get out of here. It's still raining like 60 hours.
Well, I don't like to leave you, Mayor, but...
You don't suppose Bill is in that room with the gas, do you?
Who is Bill?
Well, Bill and I are engaged, and I came here to meet him. He's the caretaker's son. He's been working on a radio experiment in the basement, but Mrs. Willoughby doesn't know it.
A radio in the basement? Maybe he's got a sponsor down there, huh? Mayor, my Lucy's just a piece of antenna. I've been betrayed.
It must have been Bill, then, that came up with the candles. Maybe he could go for help.
So here you are, you murderers.
Uh-oh, Laughing Eyes is in again. We've had about enough out of you.
My dear, if it's true there's someone in the cellar, will you call him, please? These two men have murdered my caretaker.
Murdered? Bill's father?
Don't you believe it? She locked us up in that lethal chamber and tried to asphyxiate us.
Don't be ludicrous. How could you possibly let an old woman do such a thing to you?
It's very simple when you're a coward.
Bill!
Now, see here, Mrs. Willoughby. All this nonsense has gone quite far enough. We didn't murder old Tom, and what's more, you know we didn't.
That's right, like he said.
Hey, what's this about my father?
He's dead, Bill.
What?
Yes, these men have killed him. I came in and found them standing over his dead body. I want you to go to the police and report the murder. Tell them to come at once.
Yeah, tell him like she said.
All right.
You don't believe this woman, do you, son?
I know you were in the house. I heard you. You could have killed him.
That's ridiculous. Why should we kill your father? His shoes don't even fit me.
Then who did?
Mrs. Willoughby.
Are you accusing me?
Old Tom knew too much about you, didn't he?
How could I kill anyone? I'm an old woman.
Listen, sister, don't pull that line on us. You may be old, but you can take care of yourself. I've met your type before at the Palladium.
I don't have to listen to this kind of talk. Bill, if your father meant anything to you, you'll go for the police.
You can't get out of this act by blaming it on us.
What could old Tom possibly have known that I would care enough about to kill him?
You live rather well, don't you, Mrs. Willoughby? And you have no bank account.
You know a lot about me.
It's my business to know about the people in Springdale, and I know even more than that. I know that you keep all your money in this house, and I know where you keep it.
Don't let Morgenthau find out about it.
I'll show you why old Tom is dead, what he knew.
Mayor, watch out!
Wow, that knife didn't miss you by an inch, Mayor. Somebody grab that Willoughby dame. She plays mumbly pegs for keeps.
You're telling me?
All right, Mrs. Willoughby. Sit down.
Bring me that knife, Bob.
Okay. Boy, she's a wonderful hostess. She lets her guests take home the silverware the hard way.
Just as I thought. Exactly like the one that killed old Tom. I thought that'd be the way to trap you, Mrs. Willoughby. You killed old Tom because he knew where you'd hidden the money, and you would have killed me because you thought I found out, too.
Greedy old biddy, isn't she?
All right, Bill, you better go for the police. Mrs. Willoughby obviously has nothing further to say.
Are you comfortable, Mayor?
Oh, I'm all right. Not used to having someone else at the wheel of my car, though.
Boy, I never saw anyone crumple up like Mrs. Willoughby did when she realized the jig was up. She went with the police as meek as a lamb.
What else could she do?
Great little town you got here, Springdale. Come here for peace, he said. Sunshine and little kiddies laughing in the streets, he said. Never mentioned the stilettos they carried, did you?
Well, now, Bob, this was almost unusual.
You've been taking lessons from the California Chamber of Commerce.
Well, as a matter of fact, Bob, I lead a very quiet life myself, very much like yours. Mine is, of course, the glamour girls. Yes, the same old routine every day, the same thing over and over, nothing ever happens. Oh, why didn't I keep my big mouth shut?
Oh, splots.
The mayor will be back in just a moment. But first, I'd say that any woman who has 9 children has quite a full-time job on her hands. And that's putting it mildly. But Mrs. Ralph Gardner of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, seems to manage just fine. Maybe you saw their pictures in a recent Rinso advertisement, Mr. and Mrs. Gardner and their family. If you did, maybe you remember what Mrs. Gardner had to say.
Those soapy rich Rinso suds wash clothes whiter easily. Rinso certainly gets out more dirt and keeps clothes looking just like new. In my case, that's something to be thankful for, because with a little fixing, I can hand down the children's clothes from one to the other. Rinso's certainly swell.
So all you housewives with big families, take a tip from Mrs. Gardner. Try new Rinso. It's the best Rinso ever made. And now here's the mayor of the town.
Now, before I say goodnight, I'd like to thank Bob Hope and his sponsor, Pepsodent 2, for coming over to visit us tonight. It's very sweet of you, Bob, and thanks a lot.
Oh, no trouble at all, Mayor. Always glad to furnish the goose pimples for any murder mystery. Enjoyed my visit, and I'll see you soon. Good night, Mayor.
Good night, Bob. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's something else. I like your spirit because we Americans certainly are showing the world we can take privation and sacrifice in our stride as long as it helps to win the war. Now you take meat rationing. We all realize it's the only way to make sure that everyone gets his fair and equal share of everything. Now, just in case the technical part of meat rationing as you stumped, here's Harlow Wilcox to help clear up the matter.
Well, I'll try, Mayor. By now, you're pretty well acquainted with the white and the blue stamps. You know how they work. And you know that the red stamps are the ones you use to buy meat, cheese, butter, oils, and shortening. Day before yesterday, the red A stamps became valid, and each person is entitled to 16 points for this week. Now, you don't have to use them up this week, of course. They're good right up to the end of April. Next Monday, the red B stamps become valid, and the C stamps the week after that, and the D stamps the week after that on April 19th. At the end of April, all the A, B, C, and D stamps expire, and only the red E stamps will be good. Now, you can use your points any way you like, dividing them as you please between meat, butter, and shortening. It's up to you. But remember, all forms of meat and canned fish and fish products are now rationed. However, fresh or frozen or smoked fish and fish not sealed in containers are not rationed. Neither is poultry and game. And several varieties of cheese are not rationed, so find out about them. Neither are salad dressing, mayonnaise, or pure olive oil. There's plenty for all of us, so let's all watch our points carefully. Mr. Barrymore appears as the mayor of the town through the courtesy of MGM Studios. Bob Hope is now working in the Paramount picture, Let's Face It. Tonight's story was created by Gene Holloway. And this is Harlow Wilcox bidding you all good night from the makers of the new Rinso.